Okay?
Everybody's okay. We have one student that had a cut on his shoulder. Other than that, physically, they're all fine. I'm sure they were very shaken up when this happened, but they're all with their parents tonight.
And Tanya, if you can kind of tell us about the bus driver, he was temporarily unaccounted for. When did they find him, and under what circumstances was he missing?
Well, and it wasn't that he was unaccounted for. He was on the bus the entire time. So when they came out here and they saw the students, the bus driver stayed on the bus the entire time and was making sure that there were no other students that were left on the bus. So he was going from row to row, checking to make sure there were no other students. So when the sheriff's office first came on scene and fire rescue, they thought that the bus driver was unaccounted for, but he was just on the bus still.
And what about the children all on board? No injuries, everyone. How fast did this wrap up, and how fast were they able to respond?
Well, I mean, I don't know how quickly it happened, but as soon there were witnesses that were here. The bus stop is very near to where this actually happened. So there were parents already coming, walking up, ready to get their kids from the bus stop. There were people driving through here. People saw it happen, and as soon as they saw it happen, we had some great witnesses and some good, great Samaritans that came in, dove into the water. They were actually able to pull the kids out of the bus. Some of the kids got out on their own. They're good swimmers. They were able to get out and get up onto the shoreline. But we had some people that really stepped up and were able to help the kids here today.
My last question is, all of the parents have been notified that their children were on board this bus. Are they all out here now? What can parents do if they're concerned that their child may be unaccounted for?
Yeah, we know that there are 27 kids that were on the bus today. There are more kids that are eligible to ride this bus, but we have contacted all of their parents, and those children have all been accounted for. So whether they were just not at school today or they decided to go a different route, but all the students that were on the bus are accounted for.
Do they train for situations like this, the drivers? I mean,
they train for emergency situations. This obviously. You can only train so much, but when something happens, the adrenaline kicks in. So, we're grateful that the bus driver did what he did by staying on board, making sure all the kids were accounted for, and the Good Samaritans who helped out as well. But they do train for situations like this. What I'm told from some of the students is that the bus driver was actually saying, the front of the bus is open, come this way, and so the kids were able to follow his direction.
So a lot of good training in effect here today. So everyone is safe, everyone is accounted for, and you'll make sure to keep us updated as we go throughout the show tonight.
And Tanya, can you talk at all about what the county's going to do, or what the district's going to do?
Right there, you were just listening into a breaking press conference about that overturned school bus. Young children on board, kindergarten to second graders, all of them are okay. The bus driver is okay. Coming up on the news at 4:30, we're going to hear from the bus driver's wife. Of course, our crews on the ground and in the air will stay on the scene for you throughout this newscast and our later evening newscasts.